Okay. So you compile the script. You compile the script after, making some mechanics, and you get a red caution sign, and you're like, what's that? I don't understand. What do you mean? Text is an ambiguous reference between Unity engine.ui.text and system.net. What? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Help me fix this. Okay, let me help you fix it. Bam. So you're in your game. You try to play. It's almost as if it's frozen. You can't move anything. Okay. So let's go over the scripts. We have a game manager, a ball controller, and a goal trigger. The goal trigger is something we need to reach, so that's not really something that we need to work with right now. The ball controller is only meant to actually control the ball itself. And then the game manager. The game manager is, I'm assuming, manages the game. Name text isn't even changing. All right, that's kind of weird. I wonder why. Maybe our game manager needs to be in the world, right? Because I don't see anything here other than the event system, but that's different. I don't see a game manager in here. So why don't we go ahead and create an empty. Let's just call this game manager object. Okay. And then we're going to take this game manager and put it in the game. Oh. So that status text, although it wasn't throwing up an error, there's no real check to see if we even have this value set. So on our UI canvas, our text isn't even getting referenced. It's not even the same variable type. So here we got text, status text. This is a public variable, but it's set to like just text. Well, that's not right, because we know that text, as we see it here, is a text mesh pro, not text. It's the wrong variable type. You have to be using TMP Pro or TM Pro, right? So instead of using, nothing, you should probably state you're using, TM Pro. So right here, when we say text, this is the wrong variable type. And then instead of text, we're going to say text mesh pro UGUI. And then you could name it whatever you want. /*, // there. So now we can use the same variable name without throwing an error. And there you go. Now you have the proper variable type. Let's go back into the game manager and we'll see, oh, it's a TMP text. Let's try to drag that in. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's why it didn't work, because you're using the wrong variable in this use case, right? It's always unique per use case. And there you go. Reach the goal. We actually have text updating, although it's in a terrible place. Okay, so we're going to go into the 2D and we're going to look at the player canvas. We're going to look at this object, okay? And we can actually mess with the transform here and the anchors. What I like to do is set the anchors, right? And there you go. And you could have it higher, lower, doesn't really matter. And then the important part is that you zero these out. Now, why do you do that? So that it aligns perfectly to where those anchors are. And no matter how your game fluctuates, the screens go from mobile to whatever, it's always going to be anchored in this area, no matter what, relative to the screen. You can actually mess with the UI canvas, but that's not what this is about. So let's see how that looks. Let's go inside the game. Bam, reached the goal. So now you have UI that updates when you start the game. Okay, so we fixed some bits, but our ball still doesn't move. Make sure that the ball controller exists on the ball. It doesn't. There's no script here. So this wouldn't work. Ah, there we go. Let's go back into the 3D view, double click on that ball. Oh, look at that. Oh, there it is. Hey, all right, let's press play. Go to the game. Nothing happens. That's weird. Let's try that again. Press play. Reach the goal. Nothing happens. All right, let's take a look at the script. Okay. Technically, this should jump. It's not doing anything. Okay, so I got some stuff wrong. And that's okay, because that's what we're here for. I put move input instead of just input. Input, get access raw, not move input, get access raw, because that doesn't make sense. All right, now let's see those. Yep, those arrows are it's just little typos here and there. Oh, well, that makes sense. Because it's not gizmo, it's gizmos. Silly me. Oh, what the? Whoops. Let's see, operator cannot be applied to operands of type vector 3 and double. Wait, what? Where's this? Okay, ball controller, 47, 45, 47. Forgot to make that a float. Whoops. And then there's ground ray length. Oh, it's gonna be stupid, isn't it? I capitalized ground. It's the little things, you know? There is no argument given that corresponds to the parameter Q of gizmo, draw a line, vector 3, vector 3. I put a plus, oh my god. And then the field ball controller.jump force is assigned, but its value is never used. That is true. I do have jump force, move speed. I have these variables, but I don't really use them. I wonder why. There is nowhere in here where like that math is done. Like and thus we cannot move. But this is quite a pickle. Alright, so I added a fixed update. Nothing happens. Huh. I wonder what happened. Oh my god. Because I didn't change it back. Alright, let's see the moment of truth. Whoa! Wow! The ball moved. Ah! Our game. We have a game now, and all the bugs are fixed. Well, almost all of the bugs. When we collide with this object, we're supposed to get a different message as per the game manager. Wait a minute. See, and it's little things like this that'll get you. Check it out. It doesn't have the script. How can this be the trigger if it doesn't have the script? All right, let's try again. Huh. Oh, don't tell me. If collision compare tag. Wait, what? We don't have a tag. Okay. If collision.gameObject compare tag. Alright, so here's a way we can actually see if this is happening. Right? The little things, folks. Well, it's not even. So if we take this, and then we go into here, and then do this, to say game manager is not null. What the fuck? On collision enter. On collision enter. Built-in function when the original enters contact with another collider, provide at least one object has a non kinematic, rigid body, and neither are triggers. If is triggers enabled on either collider, it won't be called. This is wrong. Detects the name and then compares against the tag. If other does not contain that tag, it'll let us know. Okay, so it's not null. Cool. Else, it's fucked up. If it has the wrong tag, okay, that's some really good redundancy. Let's see. Wait, what? Gold trigger. Ah. Whoops. By your fingers. Yeah. All right. Now let's do it. All right. So we got this. We got a little, and then bam. Press R to restart. And there it is. We have a game fully debugged. Although we don't have a kill box, so we will fall into infinity. But you can press R to restart if you fall off the plane. Anyway, this is just a simple thing. If you don't want to do that and you have like multiple scripts, I mean, you've got like an entire system going on, I can do that. It's gonna take some time, but I can do that. Gets its name when triggered. All right. And then when you're done with these, you can just like either comment them out. Seems good to me. There you go. So right now, right, on the ball controller, let's go to the ball. We can see on the scripts that the jump force is practically nothing. You want to change that, let's bring that up to like 6.72 and see what that looks like. Whoa! Let's demonstrate what that looks like when it was bugged. Because the ray length is still like changed there. Okay. See how we can't jump now, no matter how much I press spacebar, right? Because it can't reach, okay? Now, if we were to, I don't know, bump that up past its radius, right? And then check that out. You can literally see while you're in the scene editor with that little bit of script that I put, where it essentially creates a gizmo, and I made the color yellow here. You can actually see that little gizmo. You want to see it change in real time. There you go. Right? But 0.6 was about where it should be. And why did we do that? So we can actually see it, we can visualize it, because it's really hard to like see like what's wrong just looking at numbers. I'm a very visual person, I'm not just mathematics. So for me, I like to do something like that in my debugging and in my testing, so I can actually see what's going on. This is how you know. The only way to jump, if jump is pressed, right? Jump press equals false, and it has to check grounded. If that doesn't happen, right, it just won't work. There you go. Now this is very, very simple. It's a very simple game, but it gets the point across. So if you want your game debugged, let me know, and I will definitely get back to you as soon as I can. If you feel like I'm too expensive, things are negotiable, but it depends on the level of work. Anyway, okay, cool.